Hey my thrifty friends, what is up? Tabs here from the Urban Goddess shop. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a get shit done video, and this is like a chatty work with me, but it's my version. What I want you to do is find a task, something you got to get done, and we're just going to talk about a few topics while we work. So today I'm hanging up my recent thrift finds. These are all going to be going into a haul video soon. I want to get them all hung up, easy to go through. I can prep them. Let's just dive right in. I've got some good topics, things that I've been thinking about. I've either had recent conversations about these topics or I have seen them in the comments. But I promise you, these are all very relevant things that you're going to want to hang in here for. Reseller related, Poshmark related. Let's just dive right in. I actually typed out notes for myself and put them on my laptop. So if I'm looking down, it's just because I want to read it out. Okay, so something was brought up to me and I don't know if this is true because when I try to search, I don't know how you would know this. But anyways, what someone had mentioned is that when people are doing that share all, now that there's that share all feature, it doesn't actually filter out their solds. So they're sharing like items in their closet, but they're also sharing their solds. I think that this is like a common mistake. I think this happens when people even just like look through your closet sometimes. If their filter is set to show all, it's going to show those as well. What someone had mentioned in the comments was that when they do this, it's sometimes bumping old solds higher into the algorithm. And then when they're searching comps, these old solds are like popping up in the comp searching or in the solds because they've recently been shared, right? Which when we filter solds, it's usually just shared, right? And that means like someone was the most, what the heck am I thinking of? Where they are like the most recent, like they're active kind of sellers or active on the app. Now, what she said was that this was popping up old solds and skewing her comp searching. And I was like, okay, like that makes sense because I know some people like to only search, most recents or whatever. And obviously something that sold last year may not sell for the same price this year if it's like a really on trend thing or if it's kind of gone out of style, whatever. I tried to do research on this on my own and I was like, okay, I'm just going to search like Wilfred brand, right? And see what pops up for solds. And I started clicking on them and I had it sorted by just shared. And then I started clicking on them and I was like, okay, last updated, 2 days ago, 3 days. I think the most that I saw was 6 days ago. And then I guess my question is, those were all like fairly recent. So how do you tell if something sold a week ago or sold 2 years ago? Because we used to, like, I just want to know how she found out that old solds were popping up. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this one, but I was wondering if anyone else noticed this. And I feel like this is the second time I've seen this comment pop up in my videos where someone was asking, is anyone else noticing this? I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Have you noticed this? Do you think this is going to be an issue? How do you tell if an item sold a week ago or 2 years ago or whatever? Because I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, that was a really interesting topic and I do agree with it. But a lot of the things I sell aren't that sensitive. I guess if it was showing solds from like 2 or 3 years ago. See, Poshmark's only been in Canada for a couple of years, so our comp searching will never go that far back. So yeah, I guess in the States, this would be more of an issue. Yeah, I don't know, like, what are your thoughts? Have you guys noticed this? I thought this would be a really good topic and I'd love to hear what you guys think about it because I haven't noticed it, but I don't do as much comp searching as I used to. I kind of know what things are selling for and I can base them off of my previous solds. So yeah, I don't do it as often, but it was a really good point to be brought up. I want to hear what you guys think. Next is we need to talk about lowest ASP items. I don't know if it's in the States as well, but in Canada, they passed a federal law that all reselling platforms now have to charge taxes on all sales, where before there was no taxes, right? So you just paid your shipping And I think you paid taxes on the shipping rate, or the consumer paid taxes. We had to pay taxes. We are supposed to pay GST and remit GST if you make over a certain amount of money, or if you sell, gross over a certain amount of money. But it wasn't actually being charged directly to the buyer, where that has changed now. So I ran some numbers because I have heard people talking that, now this new tax thing is really having an impact. And I do kind of have some thoughts on this. So I don't know if it's had an impact on my sales. I don't typically sell a lot of items that are under $40. And I feel like where this tax really, could impact a sale is on those lower ASP items, because sometimes with taxes and shipping, it's pretty much equal to what the cost of the item was. So we're just going to run some numbers. If you're in the States, this may not apply to you, but it's kind of interesting to listen to. So pay attention in case they change this, or I don't know if you guys already do this there. I ran the numbers and last night, so if you bought an item for $20, the shipping was $13.49 plus $3.68 on taxes. So the total cost for this item is $37.17. That's kind of crazy. It is almost double the price. And then obviously as you go lower, like for $15 items with that shipping, I mean, the shipping is pretty much equal cost to that $15 item. I feel like a lot of times it's not worth selling those items under $20. I don't know. I did run some other numbers, and like say with like a $40 item and a $50 item. And I mean, the taxes definitely add up, but in the scheme of what you were spending on the item, it didn't seem as drastic. I guess one of my next questions and thoughts is, do you think that this sales tax is having a large impact on all sales, certain price points? What are your thoughts on it? Obviously, we can't be mad at Posh about it, because taxes are a thing and they actually apply to every reselling platform. It definitely is a pain in the butt. And it's crazy that they're like taxing a brand new item, taxing it when it gets resold, taxing it. So could you imagine if someone bought a new item, sold it, someone bought it, they wore it for 6 months and then sold it. That item is taxed 3 times to the government. I just think that's crazy, but whatever. I don't know, crazy. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think lower ticket items are going to start to phase out on Poshmark? And if you do sell lower ticket items, what has been your experience? Like, obviously, if you can encourage bundles and you have a bunch of items that are like $20 and you can get 3 or 4 items in a bundle, then it's worth it to the buyer. But if someone was just coming to your closet for one item, I don't know. I mean, that being said, I just bought a $15 coffee mug and paid full shipping and taxes on it. But I mean, it is what it is. I really wanted that mug. It's part of a collection that I'm collecting from Starbucks. But yeah, I think someone really has to want that item. Like, it has to be worth it, where they cannot find that item anywhere else, and that's where you're gonna get that sale. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys think on this one, because I do hear a lot of people saying, that their sales have been slow and that they're not returning. And it's just like, I've been kind of racking my brain trying to figure out why some people are having sales and some people aren't. And that was one of the things. So the other thing that I hear people talking about is like wanting daily sales. And to me, daily sales aren't necessarily daily sales. They would be enough sales in a week that, say, 7 or more, right? That would equate to a sale a day. But I think that there's multiple factors in it. And I actually just responded to a YouTube comment on this. It was about making sales and having slow sales. And I had asked them, you know, how many items they were listing, and they said a couple of weeks. So here is some food for thought. And I'm very much a numbers person, so I'm gonna pop up a video above me right now. This is a video on calculating your magic number and how many items you need to list a week, and like reverse engineering your sales. Basically, if you want to make X amount of sales, how many items do you have to list, and do you know your sell-through rate? First off, if you're only listing 5 items a week and your sell-through rate is say 50%, and I feel like most resellers, their sell-through rate is probably around that. I think we all aim for higher, but I think on average people have a 50% sell-through rate, and then they'll eventually sell the items, giving deals or whatever, right? With that, if you only list say 3 or 4 items a week and your sell-through rate is 50%, then you would be selling like 2 items a week, right? That's a lot harder to get to daily sales from. Now, if you want to make daily sales and your sell-through rate is 50%, that would mean that you'd have to list 14 to probably 15, 14 to 16 items a week to try and hit those sales. I think, maybe a year ago, it was really easy to have a higher sell-through rate. And I'm finding this year, especially since summer, and I don't know if it's since Poshmark kind of changed their algorithm, it may have to do with we're in a recession, the economy is crashing everywhere, and people's spending habits have changed. So I am going to talk about that topic as well. And then, just in general, the resale market, people are shopping in person, they're going to thrift stores, they're able to shop in store and try items on. I actually saw Casa Chic do a post on this, and I thought it was so good because she hits so many good points. And I don't know if you guys follow her, but she kind of said, like, if you're trying to make daily sales, here's my advice. She was talking about relisting, accepting reasonable offers. Yes, 100%. She said she doesn't do bulk offers, that she does individual ones. I do bulk offers. I feel like it works for me. My automation is set to just automatically send an offer so many minutes after the person likes it. And then one of the big things, like 2 things. Number 1 was cross-listing. If you are not getting very many sales, this may be the point, I've said this before, where you start cross-listing. I cross-list over to eBay. I just cross-listed probably like 15 items over the weekend, and I already sold a pair of ski pants. I know I just have to get consistent on eBay, and I'm going to shout it out. I am using PrimeLister. They are the cross-listing software that is available to Canadians. I do have a link below, so if you want to try it for free for 7 days, by all means, give it a shot. I am an affiliate, so I receive a small percentage if you purchase it, or your monthly, whatever, right? But that being said, I would only talk about things that I believe in, but I think like the biggest thing is there are other, if you're in the States, there are other cross-listing platforms that you can use, but none of them are available to Canadians. This is the main reason why I use this, and I'm quite happy with their service, to be honest. So yeah, she talks about that. And then the other thing was like sourcing with intention. And she says, no mystery or rescue boxes. Source online and in person with specific profit margins in mind. And I thought it was so awesome that she said that, because this is what I talk about. This is what I talk about in my videos. It's like reaching that profit margin that is okay for you and your business, and like sourcing very specific, right? I don't go into the store anymore and just be like, oh yeah, this looks cute, this looks cute, this looks cute. Like I am looking for trends, styles, certain things that I know are selling, going over my past what solds, and I can use that because I have a fair amount of sold items every month, so I can use data from my own sales to determine what I think I should pick up and not pick up. But if you don't, then I would recommend that you're doing comparative price shopping on every single item. It truly was a game changer to my business. I started doing it a year ago. I promise you're not going to have to do every single item for the rest of your reselling career, but once you start to get that knowledge and understanding, there's a lot of things that you won't comp search anymore. You'll just have a really good idea on. And then obviously if your cost of goods is low enough, you're able to take more chances with your inventory. Just saying that, I was like, yes, you have to source with intention. And the things that were selling a year ago aren't selling as well today. So you need to figure out what is selling today. Another transition that I made in my business was that I used to source for wants and needs. I no longer am sourcing for needs, and I am sourcing for wants, right? Because I feel like the people that are still shopping for wants have that income that they can spend money. That was part of pushing my ASP higher, looking for better quality items, things like that. This economy is going to be felt on all income levels. But I feel like if you consistently buy items for like $100 or $50 and up, you probably will continue to buy those items. If someone was shopping for needs, this is where they start to make decisions. Am I buying these clothes, or am I buying gas and groceries for the week, right? So I did make a transition in my business and tried to focus more on like the, not luxury items, but the wants in life. Like, you want to get those new pair of pants. You don't need them, you want them. You want that Patagonia sweater. You don't need it, you want it, right? I hope that makes sense. I don't know how to word it, and this is like the best way that I feel like I can articulate what I'm thinking and what I'm doing. And then the other thing she said, sourcing and listing items that buyers actually want. Brand is not enough. And I hear this often when people talk about like, I'm not making sales, and they're like, I'm grabbing all the brands. And that's one of the points that I realized over the last year for me. Brand is no longer enough. Like, I have to have current styles. I also have to know that that style sell well for the company. If they can't sell it, maybe it's the color, it's the cut, it's the fit, it just didn't fall into the trend right, I'm not grabbing it either, because if they're not selling it, I'm probably not going to be able to sell as good. Now, that being said, there's exceptions. Obviously, we can sell things that other companies can't, or that retail companies can't. It's really making smart decisions. And when I see brands, I used to grab. If I saw like anything Aritzia, anything Wilfred, Babaton, I would grab it, because I was like, yes, this is going to make money. But there's so many items of theirs that don't sell, or that sell for really low value. For me, I don't grab a lot of the TNA t-shirts, things like that, because their retail price is like $20 to $30. Well, how am I going to make my profit margin on an item that's only retailing for $20, $25, right? So I have to look at what was the retail price. Generally, I'm looking for items that have a retail price over $100. I do pick up some that have lower, but if they retailed for $45, I'm not going to make the money I want off of it. And that's knowing what they're selling the items for. The other thing she said was like how you spend your time. And one more thing on that, the brand isn't enough. Sizes. I scooped up a pile of Lululemon leggings that were like very current, probably like maybe 3 years old, probably like a month and a half ago, but they were all size 2. I am sitting on so many of them because they're not selling. I now don't even look, this is so bad. I'm not even looking in the size 2 and 4 section right now, because I can't move what's already in my closet. I am only looking for size 6 and up, and ideally probably size 8 and 10. I love those things, sell so quick. I list them, they're sold within a week or two. But those smaller sales, those are getting tougher and tougher. So that would be another example of just brand isn't enough, right? You have to look at multiple factors in the brand. And then the last thing she had talked about was how you're spending your time. So if you only have like a certain amount of time to give to your reselling business, are you focusing on the tasks that need to be done? I'm guilty for it. I like to scroll on my phone. I like to look at Instagram. Sometimes I get caught into a YouTube video of another reseller's. When I am doing my business work, I work in blocks of time, and I am like hyper laser focused on that task, because I need to work efficiently in small amounts of time so that I can get my business done. Everyone should be able to list, I'm going to say everyone should be able to list 15 to 20 items a day. Like, everyone should be able to do that. Everyone should be able to do 5 to 10. If you struggle to do 5 listings in a day and you resell full-time, or that you have all day to do it, you need to work on your processes, because 5 items, I did that in 25 minutes this morning before I drove Emika to high school. Like you need to focus on the task, create shortcuts, have processes. And I'm going to pop a video up. This is about listings, how I list quickly, and it might help you. I would say work on your time management and efficiency. Okay, that was like a whole lot of things. I actually had those two topics, like the low ASP and then like the daily sales. I kind of combined them together, although I had those originally as 2 topics. I am getting down to the last 2 items here, and there's one more I wanted to talk about, because this is a question that's popped up in my comments a couple times now in the last week, and it was like which photo editing app do I use? Okay, so this is a really good question. I've done videos on it. I'm gonna pop one up. I have a video up here on photo editing, how I edit my photos. I use Photo Room. I pay for the pro version, so the watermark is gone. It also allows me to batch edit items. So basically, I can pick an item I've already edited. I liked how I did shadows, brightness, everything on it, like just minor adjustments, and I can apply it to like 15 cover photos, and I can quickly edit them all at the same time and then load them up. So doing cover photos for me, I can have that done in like 2 minutes. Takes no time at all, super easy to do. But yeah, I don't have an affiliation with them. I don't get any kickback. I just really like using them. I find it to be a very user-friendly application. And I think people either use Photo Room, Tap Go, I don't know what it's called, something like that. And Canva, I think, is another one. I do use Canva for like my YouTube editing, but I don't use it because Photo Room is just so simple and easy to use. So yeah, if you've been wondering that and you've asked, I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration that I just showed while I've been talking. And it's like literally that easy to edit photos. All right, guys, I have hung up everything. I am ready to do a haul video and enjoy my Friday evening. It's Friday. I feel like it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's actually 4:38, so it's almost 5 o'clock. Jeff's gonna be home. Time to have supper. What do you guys think? What do you think of these topics? Please feel free to add anything in. The whole point of these videos is that we're working while we're talking or while you're listening, but I also want to hear your input on these topics. This is just my thoughts, but I think all of our thoughts matter. Like, I want to hear your opinions on this too. Maybe there's things that I'm not like seeing right, that there's another side too. But yeah, I would love to hear what you think about these, and please feel free to drop in the comments. All right, I'm out of here. I hope you got some work done. It's been almost 25 minutes. I'm gonna have to edit some stuff out, but yeah, I hope you got the work done that you want. Thanks for tuning in. Wishing you guys all many sales, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
I'm waiting at the doorstep, final